there's going to be a change. We might go through hell for a couple more years because these fundamentalist Christians are fucking doing their agenda and they're very organized. But the reality is the majority of people are fucking reasonable and fucking intelligent, and we don't have a fucking voice, and fuck them.
I hope I live through the show, folks.
Lightning's gonna strike you, Mr. I've got opinions about legalization of drugs and we should live in heaven, you evil man. No more war. It's in the Bible, there should be war.
Oh boy, here we go. Another philosophical discussion with a Christian. Oh boy. Let's settle in for the long haul.
Philosophy was good, though. I took philosophy, and what you get in philosophy is a bunch of jocks trying to make up credits. You know, they're not there to learn. I had an Eastern philosophy class, and the first day the instructor walked out and goes, God is consciousness, and we are all God trying to realize our full potential. Wow, heavy-duty class, man. This guy in the back row goes, yeah, we're going to need to know that. Is that going to be on the quiz? Hey, Mr. Comedian, come here. Hey, buddy, we're Christians. We don't like what you said. I said, then forgive me. Seems so obvious.
See, that would be the evolution of an idea. Here's another one. Confucius said, what is the sound of one hand clapping? And he said it in this enigmatic way to state that there is no sound. And you know what I say? Go. Fuck Confucius. Let's move on.
Yes.
Evolution has not stopped.
We are always evolving and will evolve until we realize the true nature of our reality, which is that we are not bodies, we are spirit. Created by God in His image, which is spirit and love. That is what we really are. And the reason we're troubled is we're undergoing evolution, and people don't understand. All our institutions have failed us. All ideas have failed us. And people are fearful and are clinging now to even older ideas, or clinging to ideas that no longer work.
Well, thank you for asking. The premise of the show, now hang with me. The show takes place, it's called The Counts of the Netherworld. And the premise of the show is that Carl Jung had a theory that all mankind shares a collective unconscious, which I agree with.
Sure.
But I don't think it's supposed to be unconscious. As the counts of this netherworld, we will be in a Victorian-era salon, which in my mind's eye is the center of our collective unconscious, where ideas are discussed, evolution is discussed, and the evolution of ideas is discussed. And we will have on guests who have enlightened us so that we can enlighten the audience so that the unconscious becomes conscious. That's the premise of the show. Now, you tell me if you think you're going to see it here.
I'm just curious who the next enemy they're going to conjure out of a completely broke and destitute world.
It won't be white, I guarantee you that. It's much simpler. Let's make bets. Who do you think will bet meals?
Okay. Well,
Next enemy.
I think it's going to be the drug lords in South America.
Okay. Non-white, yeah, we can do that. Are they done? Are they done using them? Well, are they...
And they're going to use the Mideast, obviously.
Yeah. Sweeter place, yeah.
And they're going to use urban America, ostensibly to fight the war on drugs and rising crime.
I think it's a great theory. Apparently, you're maybe a fan of the movie They Live. I just saw that. I just saw that the other day, the John Carpenter film.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more that they are an alien, an alienating, and alienated culture.
And
that
we won't have a world until they're gone.
they no longer live in sync with natural world. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how they have... Well, first of all, the idea of hell is a concept, it's their idea. Let them go to it. How about that before the other planet? They're the ones that believe in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Go for it.
Well, man, I think you're the top.
Thank you, man.
That's a fact, man. You know, it just seems to make more sense now.
Well, everything makes sense if you just put on the right glasses.
Oh, I see. I don't have any now. I should get some. I'll go talk to Jimmy Buffet. I like those rose-colored glasses.
Rose? Me too. Me too. I actually, I'm very optimistic about everything. Clinton, he's a failure.
That's nice and optimistic.
He's an idiot. No, it is optimistic because what you see is the enemy is the same, and you got to know the enemy. I knew he was a failure when he bombed Iraq with 22 cruise missiles for the alleged, here they are again, no proof, no evidence, assassination attempt against George Bush. We sent 22 cruise missiles in retaliation. I think that was a little overdone. We killed 6 innocent people. What we should have done, again a suggestion, is embarrassed the Iraqis. How? We should have assassinated Bush and said, that's how you do it, Cowlhead. Don't mess with us. And you see, if Bush had died, there would have been no loss of innocent life at all. See, again, I could solve anything.
Man, you got it.
It's the glasses, dude.
It's got to be the glasses. The hell with the shoes. It's got to be the glasses.
The shoes got to be good for running after the glasses speak.
That's true.
I was kidding. Look up.
Your mind completely opens up to the true nature of our existence, which is that we are not bodies, that we are pure, loving spirit created by God, that God is love, and there is nothing but love, and love, being all-encompassing, has no opposite. You are completely forgiven on all things. There's nothing you've ever done that has ever swayed God's pure and unconditional love for you, and you realize that eternity and peace and heaven is our inheritance, and all of us are going to make it there.
Goddamn, let's hear the whole story. Wouldn't you like to see a positive LSD story on the news to hear what it's all about, perhaps? Wouldn't that be interesting just once? Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. Wow! Did you see the news? Something about how we're God's perfect and holy thoughts, and we live in His mind, and there's no reason to suffer or lack, ever. I thought it was sort of newsworthy.
Hey, it's all going to work out. Here's sports.
Don't you see? You're a great crowd. Before I go, even though this is a world where good men are murdered, men who try and help are murdered and cut down in their prime of their youth, and hacks and mediocres and fascists run everything else, I'm going to share with you a vision that I had, because I love you, and you feel it. You know all that money we spend on nuclear weapons and defense every year, trillions of dollars, correct? Instead, just play with this. If we spend that money feeding and clothing the poor of the world, and it would pay for it many times over, not one human being excluded, we could, as one race, explore outer space together in peace forever.
Comedy show. Panic and Sensible. Editor. My husband and I went to Bill Hicks' performance expecting comedy. What we got was far from comedy. In 2 hours, we were quote-unquote entertained by this comedian who delighted us in his opinion on how smoking is great and non-smokers are excellent. Drinking and drugs are lots of fun and all fine and dandy. The audience was flipped off by this comedian. This is comedy? Then it got worse. We were giving one comedian his enactment of two young girls performing oral sex on each other. We were shown how former President Reagan screwed us. Another vulgar sex imitation. We were shown how a rock star should rape a young girl and how it would hurt her so badly she would yell for her mama. This is comedy? Look, the comedian told us how he doesn't like porno unless they show. No, I don't even think the newspaper can print that one. Toward the end of the show, the comedian stated he wanted us to think he was the Antichrist. My point is, we did not know Comedy Works dished out 2 hours of vulgarity. The language alone was enough to make one ill. I would like to inform anyone thinking of going to Bill Hicks' performance that it is anything but comedy.
And now the end is near, and I face, thank you, honey, the final curtain. Here you go, honey. Regrets I've had of you, but too few. Here you go, honey. We'll take it. To really mention. And now these days are here, and I face, take it home with you, honey, each every highway, but more, here you go, brother, much more than this, I did in my way. What is a man? Who's got it all? Here you go, honey. Hope it's big enough. All that you are. All that you do. Thank you.